Good evening, everyone. Or should I say good afternoon? Wait, what? Okay, let's start
Nippon,
that again.
Nippon, you're too used to evening streams.
I am. Good afternoon, everyone. Or should I say good morning, good night, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. My name is Nippon. Joining me after 2 weeks is Mr. Matt Ball. How are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I've come back from the gym, so I'm still in my gym stuff. But England, so big up to the England women in the semi-final. Hopefully, can not go to penalties again because I'd rather not watch whatever that was. Um, but
Horrendous.
but big up to everyone listening, tuning in. Smash the like button, subscribe to Nippon's channel if you haven't already. Big up to everyone. And also, Club World Cup champions. Let's go.
Yep. Everyone wrote us off. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but the worst team you can face in a final is an underdog Chelsea side.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I do think we've in some finals in recent years we've struggled a little bit more, particularly some of the Liverpool finals, because I feel like
Because
we've
it's
been,
Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
I think we've been underdogs, but we've not been as true an underdog as we were against PSG, for example. Also, dodgy refereeing decisions. It was still a close game between us, but obviously dodgy referee decisions lost us a couple of them finals. But yeah, I think this if people go, oh, Chelsea have lost their identity. This isn't Chelsea. Where's my Chelsea gone? All these sort of things. Well, that looked like Chelsea to me. I don't know about you, but either we've suddenly found it in the back in the washing basket in the bedroom, or it's always been there, and you're just trying to get clicks for narratives. Well done, guys.
Do you think? What were your thoughts? There was this one person on X who said if you doubted Chelsea, well, who's he to talk? He's a Man United fan. Um, if you doubted Chelsea in the final, you don't deserve to celebrate.
Um, I wouldn't
Consent.
say I wouldn't say the word doubt because I think and like genuine criticism. We were talking about this on an episode of the Blue Code Project podcast that actually never came out because Jester's messed up his audio. So while we all thought Jester's was speaking, he was muted on the recording the entire time. But what we mentioned is, and this was between me and Marv, big up Marv the Greatest on Twitter, subscribe to him. We were discussing that there's a difference between people who had genuine concerns about certain parts of the project and people who I'm not going to name names of people, but some of you guys will know who they are, who just absolutely crapped on the entire project, crapped on the entire ownership, crapped on Maresca before he's even come to the club, crapped on all of these players, created narratives and built their own YouTube channels based off negativity. These sort of people don't deserve to celebrate at all. They do not deserve it. And you notice the difference between some, because like some have flip flopped, as some do. There's a multitude of flip floppers out there, but you notice some of them have just gone quiet rather than celebrating too much. They've celebrated a little bit, but they've just gone quiet because they're just waiting for Chelsea to slip up again, and then they can crawl out from underneath the floorings and the woodwork and wherever they're skulking off to at the moment. I guess Nippin's gone, so I'll carry on speaking for you guys. But yeah, I mean, I was generally very pro the project, but I had concerns, particularly around some of the sporting direct decisions, and some of them are valid. Even mistakes we've made right now, like for me, I don't understand the Mamadou Sarr transfer, buying him and then loaning him back, which means Ancelino can't go out on loan to Strasbourg. Some things are just a bit bizarre, and I feel like there are things, of course, that we can criticise and improve, but that doesn't mean I'm not behind the project. I think there's a difference between the two. Nippin, are you back?
Let me guess. One of them is. Did you send? Did you see my WhatsApp message?
I haven't seen, but I'll have a look. I haven't named names because yes, that is one of the names. That particular person you messaged to me, Nippin, he's already starting to skulk outside of the woodwork already. Didn't take him long, but yeah, you guys will know who I'm speaking about. But I'm not here to generate further clicks for him. I'm also not here to just get involved in petty spouts, so I'm not going to name names for that specific reason. Nippin, you there?
Yeah.
What do you think on the situation? Nippin?
Oh, I'm just scanning right now. I was just scanning through this person's timeline.
The one you mentioned about.
Yes.
Well, we can do that. We can do that after and laugh at some of the things he says. But
Yeah.
what's your opinion on that statement of people who criticise before shouldn't celebrate?
No, I mean, if you're a fan, this is where we're going to slightly disagree. I mean, if you're a fan, you have every right to celebrate.
I mean, yeah, you have the right to celebrate. Doesn't mean I'm going to allow you to celebrate without criticising you.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
I don't, from my opinion, I don't think some of these people are true. They might be fans by definition, but they're not true fans. They're not, and I don't really like using the term true fans, proper Chelsea, whatever. But these are people that use the club to make money, and that's where I separate it.
Fair enough. So,
I've been on YouTube and Twitter for years now, and I've not really made a penny out of it. Not because I can't; I could easily make money off YouTube, but I choose not to because it's not what I have a different job. I'm very happy at I'm very happy at with my career. I don't need to go into football YouTube to make money. I'm doing it because I enjoy Chelsea, and that's the difference. These people, yeah, they might enjoy Chelsea, but they enjoy making money more.
yeah, I want to make a career out of YouTube, but I also want to keep my full-time job.
But the difference is, Nippin, you won't create narratives and create narratives for not for the better of the club just to make money. You will make money as a result of talking about Chelsea how you want to and talking about your love for Chelsea and whatever and bantering rival fans. But unfortunately, there's people that just want to crap on the club constantly because they know it makes them money.
That doesn't sit right with me, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's been around for a while. And there's a lot of good things with football YouTube, but obviously, unfortunately, there are a number of bad people, and grifters and whatever term you want to use.
Hmm.
Who was your favourite? What? Who was your man of the match for the game?
It might be different to yours.
Go on then.
Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Cole Palmer, being very obvious. My second choice was Caicedo, and my third choice is Robert Sanchez.
I hear that. You know, imagine if London do the double over PSG.
That's not happening. That is not happening at all. But I
No,
did
for
say,
the pure chaos. For the
I
pure
did say
chaos.
something to a
For
friend
the
of mine who is a Tottenham fan. I said, with this Super Cup, forget PSG now, because we know we can beat them. So we know the Conference League winners can beat the Champions League winners. Why don't we just do it Chelsea Tottenham? So
here's
we can win another trophy and beat Tottenham again.
here's a here's a. But no, like just for the pure chaos, because it would unsettle Arsenal even more. It would be very funny if they do it. It would be funny just for the pure chaos for Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean it would, but I wouldn't want them to do it. If I'm honest.
It's a double-edged sword for me.
I mean, I don't dislike PSG that much to give them that pain and suffering.
I dislike Arsenal enough to want that to happen, though. Not because I like Tottenham, but because I want to see Arsenal go further and further into the mud.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that they go further and further and further into the mud. An update on Arsenal, by the way. I've spoke about this in previous
What is it, Victor
illustrations of the
Gyökeres?
stream.
Is it
No, no, no,
Victor
no, no,
Gyökeres
no,
falling through?
no, nothing about this, nothing about that, nothing about that. Although that potentially is funny. Since Arteta has arrived at the club during what has been described by multiple Arsenal fans as their golden generation, Mikel Arteta has won one FA Cup, which was against Chelsea. That arguably, if the ref wasn't dodgy, we probably would have won off them anyway. Meanwhile, since Arteta came into charge, and Chelsea in this period of 5 years has gone through nearly being sold, being put under sanction, nearly ceasing to be a club, going through the turmoil of Todd Boehly and Begdad Bali, which is, as Chelsea fans would describe, utter disaster. We're dropping standards. In that time, we have won not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 trophies. Most of which Arsenal have never won in their entire history.
5 trophies?
5 trophies.
I can only think of the Club World Cup and.
But since
No, you're counting.
2020, since Arteta come in.
Oh, I thought you were talking about since Bluto came in.
No, I'm talking about since Arteta come in. The Arteta revolution.
Fair enough.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
Arsenal wouldn't have anything. I'm giving Arsenal a trophy here by giving them that trophy. But, we won the Super Cup, which Arsenal I don't think have ever won. The Champions League, which Arsenal have never won. The Conference League, which Arsenal have never won. the newly former Club World Cup, now Intercontinental Club, which Arsenal never even participated in, let alone won. And the same with the Club World Cup. Never participated in, never won. Suck it, Arsenal fans.
Go on, Matt.
Just that's just for someone like Mel, Melina's gonna listen in, and just as she thinks, oh, Arsenal, we're on top. Chelsea might have won the Club World Cup, but we were okay. 5-1. Got some catching up, Melina, to do in this golden generation.
They say, oh, but how many times have we beaten you in the Premier League? How many times? Well, what a trophy!
No one's going to care about the odd Premier League game that they have beaten us in.
They treat beating us like a trophy. Honestly.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, because they can't win any actual trophies, so I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal are just what Arsenal are. They suck, and they're not the biggest club in London.
And they never will be.
No, not until they win 3 big year trophies, the Club World Cup, and once they stop going on about the Community Shield being a trophy, any club that says that is just dinner plate. Dinner plate is not a trophy.
You know, if you take away the Community Shield, we're only 4 trophies behind them.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, I think we can.
At this rate, we'll catch them in a couple of years.
I wonder what they'll hold on to after that.
They'll still hold on to the Community Shield.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they will. 110%.
They'll say something like, oh, you have to win the FA Cup to be in it, or the Carabao to be in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Arsenal, ain't it?
Yeah. So, do you think we get any of our targets across the line?
Which targets are you referring to?
Strikers? Mike Maignan?
I don't think we're linked with any other strikers at the moment. What are you doing?
I'm making some food.
Oh, you pick now. When we had half an hour before to cook food.
Sorry.
That's all right, Niffin. I'm just joking. But yeah, I don't think there's any strikers that we're seriously interested in anymore. I think we have our striker options of Liam Delap, João Pedro, Nicholas Jackson, and Mark Guéhi. 4 strikers. I imagine Guéhi will go out on loan somewhere. So I think that's enough, more than enough. I think we will probably look at one more attacker, depending on if we can get João Felix out the door, Christopher Nkunku out the door, and if there is if Nicholas Jackson does get a move somewhere as well, I think we will go after one attacker. I'm not. I really don't rate Simmons. So I really hope it's not him. I don't think it will be him. I don't want Garnacho personally either. Not at all. I wouldn't mind Morgan Rogers, but it needs to be at a lower price than what they've quoted. And I would be happy if Rodrigo come in 110%, but I just don't think that will happen personally. I think there's too much to do in that deal. I don't think we
High
would be able to
wages.
get it done. It's high wages is one thing. I think it would take a lot. I think it would take a lot to convince the player potentially as well, which is always a bit of a red flag when you really have to persuade a player to come to your club. It doesn't bode well with me anyway. Going into goalkeeper, I think it's a wait and see with Mayan, whether it will happen this summer, whether it happens in pre-deal last. We might get him in January. We might just say to AC Milan, "Here's 10 million. If we get him now in January, or we're just going to sign him for free in the summer." I think Chelsea are purposely trying to keep that absolutely on silent, or to the point of saying we're done with it. We're not looking at it, because they want to just try and fool everyone to make sure that make them not look like they're at it. I got a very tiny bit worried when I saw the Galatasaray links, but I just can't see them. I know Turkey seem to be spending a lot of money at the moment, but I just can't see them funding Osimhen, funding a couple of other signings that they got on top of Maignan. And I just don't know. I just don't really believe that Maignan would leave AC Milan, or AC Milan ain't in the best position, but to go to Turkey, I just don't really see or understand the move. I think if he was going to go somewhere like for money, just go to the Saudi league at least. But because you probably get more money there than you would at Turkey. I just don't think. I don't know. I don't really buy it. And I think the goalkeeper situation, I think Chelsea are a bit coy on. I think the one player that I think we probably will get is Joel Hatto, for the left back / left centre back cover. I think it's a smart signing.
He's Dutch, isn't he?
Yes, he's Dutch. I'm worried. I'm not worried, but I don't want to get burnt like Renato Vega in the aspect of, I'm happy to play at left back, I'm happy to play at centre back, I'm happy to play in centre defensive midfield, as Vega said. And then within 6 months, he's handed in transfer requests because he wants to play at centre back only. But I do think Joel Hatto is more genuine about it. And I think he would be a good cover. Not just being a cover, but being a quality cover for that position. But we'll have to wait and see. I think we're obviously gonna. I think it wouldn't surprise me if, when we see Renato Vega leave, is if the Hatto stuff hots up a lot more, because I think that will be one of the deals that will allow us to unlock the money to pay the 14, maybe. I don't really want to go up into 50s, but we'll see how it goes with Hatto. I don't see us signing anyone else. I'd like another centre back, but when it was described, when we were going through it on another podcast, I realised, I was like, well, you've got Fofana, who is not going to leave. All right, he's injury prone, but he's going to be here. Colwell's not leaving. That's 2 centre backs.
Benoit.
Colwell won't leave, so that's 2 centre backs. Tosin is not going to leave anytime soon, so that's 3 centre backs. And then you've got Badiashile as your 4th centre back, who is not rumoured to be leaving anytime soon. So that's 4 centre backs straight away. All right, Mamadou Sarr has now gone out on loan, so that previously wasn't going to happen before. So we were also considering him as a 5th option. And if you have got Hatto as the 5th, as an almost 6th auxiliary option at centre back, I think you've got more. And this is not even including Disasi, who may or may not leave. You've got so many options, and Anselmo that now may or may not leave. I don't know what's going on with it. So you've got so many centre back options. And that's
How
not
about
even.
try to price what's his name?
And nipping that, with me mentioning that, I haven't even mentioned Trevor Chalobah yet. So that
How about
we've
trying to prize away Pau Torres from Aston Villa?
no, but I'm not saying that there's no options out there. I'm saying that we've got we've got more than enough options. We've got more than enough players in the centre back options. I just don't think Chelsea are going to look at it right now. Maybe in the summer, if the defence still doesn't improve, then maybe we will look to move on further people and get a centre back. But I just don't think it's. I think realistically, I think Chelsea think they've got enough cover with Colwill,
But a lot
Badiashile
of them
left
are
centre back.
injury prone.
Yeah, but Nippin, I've just so you got Colwill and Badiashile left centre back technically. Right centre back, you've got Fofana, Tosin, Chalobah, if Chalobah stays, Angelino again on left centre back, and I'm missing someone else I just said. But anyway, that's
Disasi?
it. Well, Disasi I don't think staying, but yeah, that technically is a seventh. But that you realistically you need to get rid of two of them before you can even think about signing someone.
Well, aren't a
Disasi
lot
will
of them
go, so
injury
that's
prone?
six. Disasi will go, so that's six. Say Chalobah goes, that's five. But that's five, and that's allowing space for Fofana's injury. Again, not meant that I'm not including in that Hato, who can play at centre back as well.
But do you think Pau Torres would be a good viable option?
I mean, he's a good centre back. I like Pau Torres, but
Spain international,
I
capped
mean,
multiple
he's
times.
I just think unless you can get a good deal with him at Villa, I think Villa might charge quite a lot, like you're seeing with Morgan Rogers.
Like 60 million, 70 million?
Yeah, I think you won't see anything south of 60.
For Pau Torres.
Yeah,
Here's another.
Nippin, you there?
I'm trying to think.
So I am listening. I'm just going to go to my cupboard to get a drink. Oh, he still in screen. I can still hear you.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is about a big scandal that has gone on. What are your thoughts on Nottingham Forest practically snitching on Crystal Palace?
I don't even think that's the controversial point. I'll come back to this in a minute.
But if they'd kept their mouths shut, Palace would be playing Europa.
It's not even that. It's the fact that the part I find the most. I mean, it's not. I don't think. I think Forest snitching's not a problem because I think UEFA would have figured this out anyway. Because I think people have mentioned it before that could be a problem.
If that's the logic, then how come
I
Girona?
mean, John Textor said himself on White and Jordan that the moment Palace won the FA Cup, within 10 minutes he realised, oh, this could be a problem. What is the more controversial thing, and not many people are talking about this, is the fact that Nottingham Forest spent 40, 45. I don't know the exact figure. I'm going to have a look at it now. Nottingham Forest signings 25, 26. They bought 3 Botafogo players
Okay.
who Botafogo are in a multi-club ownership of Palace and Lyon. John Textor then tried, and I imagine succeeded, to use them transfers, that money generated for Botafogo, to put into Lyon to make sure that they didn't get relegated, to prove that their finances are okay, which in hand put Crystal Palace into the Conference League.
So people are just trying to paint out Nottingham Forest as the villains. When it was John Textor's own fault.
Yeah, here we go. 30 million euros they spent on two Botafogo players who I don't know who. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to laugh if they actually haven't played that much.
Send it to me on WhatsApp.
So one of them is Igor Jesus, who played in. I'm just trying to see if this is the. I guess I can see. Yeah, Serie A's the league. In the league, he played 10 games, 3 goals, 1 assist. Okay, so that's okay. Jer Cunha, 11 years, but they're not they're not players that you'd expect Forest to go and just get. And it's weird that you've just suddenly gone and done a lot of business with Botafogo for players that are not going to improve the squad at the moment. Igor Jesus is 24, so it's not like it's an Andre Santos, Kendry Pires type situation. The centre back is 20, so I guess it's a bit more understandable. But the fact that John Textor kind of openly said that he wanted to move the money from Botafogo into Lyon to help with their finances, which puts Palace down, that is a massive conflict of interest because Nottingham Forest have potentially successfully pushed Crystal Palace down a competition and moved themselves up using financial deals. I don't blame.
Crystal.
I don't blame John Textor or Lyon because John Textor was in a very bad situation with Lyon and his reputation in football would have been completely damaged if Lyon actually did get relegated. So he had to do whatever he can to keep them up. Although I'd argue John Textor, let's just say he's not the best of owners in the world. He is what everyone thinks Bowley and Eghbali are.
So basically, doesn't give two hoots about the clubs he owns.
I don't think it's not that he doesn't care. I just think that he's. I'm not going to say anything libelous because I don't want to get in trouble with anything. But he's just not very good. And
is he English? This John
when
Textor.
he's American, and when it comes to it, he does think about the money. But yeah, it is what it is. I feel bad for Palace, but unfortunately, by the letter of the law, they have broken the rules. And I think for me, while there is controversies around it with the Forest thing, particularly with the buy-in players, I think is really dodgy. I also just think this whole situation could have been sorted if John Textor just put his stuff in a blind trust before the 1st of March. I understand that Palace at that time they wouldn't have thought, oh, we're going to win the FA Cup, but there is not really any negative benefit. There's no negative consequence of John Textor putting his stuff in a blind trust. So I think it's an own goal from Palace, and of course the rules are silly in a way, because putting your shares into a blind trust, is that really going to make a difference with multi club models? Potentially not, but you've got to have some sort of regulation against multi club ownership in that way. Not that I'm against it, but in the aspect of, to ensure that fair play is going on and no match fixing sort of stuff. So I understand some of it. I just think it just gets poorly done in all accounts.
So, then if that's the case, how comes one of Strasbourg or Chelsea haven't been banned from competing in the Champions League?
Because we're not in the same competition.
Oh, of course. But Palace and wait. But neither were Palace and Forest.
No, Palace and Lyon were in the same. The problem was Palace and Lyon being in the same competition.
Oh, okay. Do you think it would have been a problem if Strasbourg had qualified for the Champions League?
I don't. Well, it wouldn't be for Chelsea fans. I think if
who would have been made the sacrificial lamb, us or Strasbourg?
Strasbourg, because they're the smaller club, and you could argue that, although it's a weak argument because Palace are not saying this, you could argue Strasbourg being in the Europa League, their fans would be happy with that anyway. But I do think Chelsea, now they've seen Strasbourg is up for it and Chelsea is up for it. If Strasbourg are close to that third place, Strasbourg's the shares for Strasbourg will be put in a blind trust.
So that the same problem doesn't happen like it happened with Palace and Lyon.
And I think the difference is while our structure, there are directors that oversee the entire multi-club ownership. There is specific people there is specific differences between the clubs in terms of directorship. So you don't it is as simple as putting it in a blind trust at the moment, unless the rules change. And I think these owners are smart enough and you know what they're like with loopholes. They'll know the rules enough that they'll probably say on February 27th or whatever date it is, if we're on a leap year, 28th, they'll put it in a blind trust and they'll announce it. Or maybe they won't announce it, but announce it to UEFA, so it's done. So I don't think it's something to worry about. The only worry is, obviously, it depends also where we finish. So if we finish fourth and Strasbourg finish third, theoretically UEFA can just demote Chelsea because we're lower down in the positionings. But I just don't think I just don't think our owners will get us into that situation. They won't fall into Palace's mistakes. I think Palace had the argument that they didn't expect to be in the situation they are, and obviously rules did change, so that didn't help them. I'm going to do that in a couple of minutes, Nick. I need to go.
Okay, sure. So, everyone, tell me what you think in the comments about this whole Palace Forest saga. So, everyone tell me what you think. Did Forest do the right thing? Should Palace have stayed in the Europa League? Also, I don't see Jamie Carragher criticising the spending of Liverpool. He's always quick to give it to Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
Sorry about that.
Oh, not at all.
I've just seen while I was away from camera that the news on Javier Simmons seems to be a bit more concrete than maybe thought before looking at it. So maybe I might have to change that opinion on Simmons, but I don't really rate him at all. I think he's one, dare I say it, one of the most overrated players in Europe at the moment.
Oh, Xavi Simmons.
Yeah, I've never rated him.
Do you think he'll have the same impact as Timo Werner did if he comes? Do you think he'll end up becoming the Dutch Timo Werner?
I'm gonna be honest. I think he'll be worse than Timo Werner. I think Timo Werner provided something. It just he couldn't when it comes to finishing. His finishing let him down too often. I don't even think it'll get to that point. I just think Simmons is going to be a flop. I'd like to see. I'd like to see us check. I mean, this is how far I'll go. I'd rather Garnacho.
What?
Yeah, I really do not see anything in Javi Simmons. Garnacho, I see more of a player in Garnacho. Although
Yeah.
I think Garnacho's opinion, his attitude stinks and makes Madueke look like a right model player. But Xavi Simmons, he's just not good. He's not good at all.
But that's Man United in general. Their players have ego problems left, right, and centre.
Yeah, that's it. I'll take Garnacho. Hell, go to Club Bruges, which I don't go to Club Bruges, by the way, because they've lost enough bloody players, and I've already recommended Chelsea to sign a Club Bruges player, and you didn't go and sign him, and Brighton went on to sign him, so we'll probably sign him in 3 years' time for 100 million. Christian
Who?
Tzolis, I'd rather him. I'd much rather him than bloody Xavi Simmons, and would
What
cost you
about
half the price.
what about we pull Arsenal pants down and go in for their Belgian player, Leo Trossard?
Trossard. No,
Yeah,
Trossard's not good enough for them, so why is he good enough for us? The only Arsenal player I'd go after is Nwaneri.
and they thought Giroud wasn't good enough for them. They thought when they sold
Yeah,
Giroud
but
to us, they
I generally don't think Trossard is good enough for us anymore. I didn't think
Arsenal
Trossard was good
fans.
enough. I didn't think Trossard was good enough for us when we were linked to him in the first place. I just thought he'd be a good stopgap for the situation we were in.
Hmm. So what about do you not think Garnacho's more toxic because he's with Man United and their players have an ego issue anyway? Do you not think if he came to Chelsea, all that would go?
Um, Theoretically, I mean,
because a lot of
I will make this. I will admit this point. I see it with Sancho. Obviously, Sancho supposedly was a really bad attitude and had all these problems. And at Chelsea, while he was here, all right, he didn't sign the deal in the end, which very much annoyed me and showed me that actually mentality there is a bit there. I could see there's something that's not quite right, but I think that's more agent and money focused. But Sancho didn't cause any problems while he was at Chelsea. He was a diamond. He was great with the squad. Well, wasn't always on form, but there was no attitude problems, no issues of attitude at all. But I've seen too much public stuff with Garnacho that is just so wrong. I do think there will be something. Whether we can control that is another question. Whether Chelsea think they can control Garnacho's attitudes is another thing. But I just wouldn't. I mean, the only thing is if someone like Enzo can grab him by the scruff of the neck and say you're now here as a countryman, as my countryman, and as me being captain, I'm going to show you that if you do this shit at Chelsea, you're going to be screwed. But
does he not have a teammate at Man United as well?
he is who
Yeah,
Martinez maybe.
yeah, Martinez.
But yes, I understand that. But Enzo, I think, has a more
Disciplined.
he's not just disciplined. I mean, but bearing in mind Martinez is never on the field because he's bloody injured all the time, so he can't have that much of a say in much things. But I think Enzo, he has that. You can see he has that captain material, so he potentially could have more of an impact. I still don't think it will work. This is why I don't want Garnacho. But I'm just telling you, if I'm going for diarrhea or I'm going for sick, what am I choosing? I'm probably going to just choose the diarrhea.
But I still think like it's mainly Man United and not Garnacho himself.
No, I can understand why you'd make that point, but I just don't think it is. I don't think it. I can't. I see too much evidence of stuff that he's doing that's not related to United stuff, not related to United influence that is causing that.
Would you say like that social media stunt?
And that's part of it, yes. But there's other stuff that I've seen. Am I right? He's a United youth player.
Yes.
How long was he? Was he a youth player from an early age, or did he come late on? I don't know if anyone knows.
I'm just going to check. Alejandro Garnacho. He joined them when he was 16 years old.
Okay, so he's not. He's been there for a while, but not. So my further point that I'd make is the longer you're in a club like that, the more what's the word? The more it can become, the more permanent it will become in your attitude. Don't forget, Sancho hasn't been there all that long, and has been out of it for loans and what else. Whereas Garnacho's been in the thick of it for how old is he? 21, 22? I think he's 21. So he's been in it all the thick of 5-6 years within the setup, and that that can breed that can make it more permanent. That would be my point about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, and I'd like this is what I always say in these situations. I would like to be proven wrong on it, but it's one I'm not sure I'm wrong in. And it's not like he's an Mbappe level player where you can maybe look at the ability that he brings in and then balance that with the attitudes. I think he is a decent player, but I think there is many flaws to his game in the football sense as well. So I just don't think it's worth.
Look what Wayne's saying about you, by the way.
I can't. Let me have a look at the comments. Is Wayne calling me negative?
I'll just show you the comments.
Matt, you always wrong. Well, I'm not always wrong, Wayne. You know that.
Anyway, big up to
I'm not going to take
Wayne
that
and
slander.
Tobago in the chat.
Big up to Tobago. Let's see what other people are saying. Yeah, lol, Wayne. You know I'm right. I'm not always wrong. I'm wrong most of the time. I will fully admit that I'm wrong most of the time, which is why I'm trying to backpedal a little bit and I'm creating a fence for me to sit on. But I don't think I'm wrong. On the balance of it, I don't think I'm going to be wrong about this.
Fair enough.
And I'm definitely not wrong on Xavi Simons. One of the most overrated players on the planet, probably. Honestly, there's a reason the Dutch don't actually get anywhere in international football, and Xavi Simons is kind of a breed of that.
Who scored the first goal against us in the Euro final?
Was probably Simons, I guess.
In the semi-final, rather. Sorry.
Yes, nipping, but scoring one goal won't change my opinion. Seeing you not score many goals and seeing that the Netherlands' problem is cutting edge is the problem I make.
But the Dutch have had this problem before Xavi Simons as well. They've been underachievers England. They've been underachievers in a lot of tournaments
I'm not
too.
saying he's completely the problem, but he's part of that problem. He is a big part of that problem. He's a huge part of that problem. We will see Simons, and he will do some potentially technically good stuff on the ball. I'll admit he's a neat, clean, tidy player, but neat, clean, and tidy isn't enough for me. And his finishing isn't. He is not consistently. He's not clinical. He's not a clinical finisher at all, not remotely. And no, please, just not. No. Just get me so many more players. Hato, I like Hato. I really do like Hato. And he would be my he I think should be the priority to bring in next in terms of player. I think it will get done once. If this Vega news is true and he might go to Atletico Madrid, Bayern for 35 million, I think that is the money for Hat and don't count out Chalobah going somewhere as well. And if them two go and maybe a Disasi move somehow gets done, that's more enough money for Hato right there.
Where is he right now, this Hato guy?
He is at Ajax.
Is he a Dutch? Has he been kept for the senior team yet?
I don't know. I think that you've got a lot of competition at centre back or left back. So
well, obviously there's Virgil van Dijk,
Ian Matson. Let's have a look. I saw he played for the under-21s this summer. So no, he's only. No, he played one match in the Euro qualifiers in 23-24 and got an assist in that match.
Jarell Hato. Okay, so he's been capped 6 times.
Has he? I just saw once, but maybe you're seeing something better than mine. Stats by club. Oh no, yeah, 6 times. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So he is a Dutch international, albeit a bit more sporadically.
Yeah.
What's the comment saying? Let's have a look. Tobago, Trevor ain't leaving unless he wants to leave himself. Depends. It depends on if and who that Chelsea want and Enzo wants to start. Obviously, he's playing Trevor Moore, so on one hand you could look and say, well, that's Trevor's going to be happy to stay even if an offer comes in. But I do wonder whether Trevor's being played to bring an offer in and then he might go as a result. I just see there's a lot of centre backs in there, and I don't see one of Tosin or Fofana going this summer. The only one I do see is going is Trevor Chalobah, but we'll see. Maybe all 3 of them stay, but who knows? I'm just saying with centre backs, there's no chance of a centre back coming in while you've got them 3 plus Colwill, Badiashile. What's Wayne said? Who worried you with transfers so far? In terms of other teams,
Liverpool.
Liverpool do, but they're already so much better than us anyway, so it doesn't worry me as much as maybe other teams. But
Oh,
I also
speaking of
think
Liverpool, where is Jamie Carragher saying Liverpool are overspending? Matt, are you there?
sorry, I'm back. I had to just sort out the Wi-Fi because it was dropping out. So you said about Liverpool.
Yeah.
What was your question?
I don't see, not a question, more like a comment. I don't see, I can't, where is, what's his name? Jamie Carragher's,
I know exactly what you're. As soon as you mentioned Jamie Carragher, I was like, I know what you're gonna.
where is his outrage?
Unfortunately, Liverpool, as I always say, Liverpool are the media darlings. So no one will criticise them for doing what we've done. No one will
So
criticise.
say, so say
And
if I
I mean,
went
don't
onto
forget,
a,
don't forget, this is the poor club that are that don't have any money and they don't spend on big players, even though most of the transfer records for each position, in terms of goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, striker, have been broken by Liverpool. But don't worry, they don't spend a lot of money. And when they do spend money, don't forget they're still spending the Coutinho money. That's the excuse. They're still spending that Coutinho money. That Coutinho money is going such a long way. Good old Liverpool, good old underdogs Liverpool that don't spend a lot of money. Good one, guys. Good one.
I know, all I'm going to say, what do you think? Do you think I'd be banned from Sky Studios? Like, say if I went and did like they invited me for a small punditry gig, and I called Liverpool out for exactly the same thing all these Carragers and people were calling Chelsea out for, saying actually you're all hypocrites, and I defend Chelsea.
You wouldn't get invited back.
What, just for doing the right thing?
No, unless your comment just dragged millions and millions of views, then you'll just be dragged back as the controversial person. But no, there is a massive favouritism to teams like Liverpool in the media. So yeah, you as someone who at that time, especially if you're a big dog in terms of the footballing world, you can probably get away with saying them sort of things without consequence. But if you're new to the punditry game, you're gonna get taken out of that spot quicker than you can say up the Chelsea.
But hey, I know what I did was right. So if I'm being silenced for my footballing opinions because I did the right thing, I don't mind being silenced. But that's not going to stop me from voicing my opinions.
But yeah, in terms of what going back to Wayne's question, who else worries me? Not really anyone else. I mean, if Arsenal get Victor, if they get that over the line,
Are you saying if? I thought it was already done.
is it? I don't know.
Oh my god.
I,
Idea
I keep,
how much I'm going to laugh.
I keep hearing Manchester United hijacked. So I'm just saying the possibility. I think Arsenal will sign him. I don't think United have signed him at all.
Unless we come in and
But
try to hijack the deal.
we won't do it. I think it will
Why
be
not?
Arsenal or United, and I don't see him going to United. So my argument would be Arsenal signing Gyökeres is something I'm like, okay, that strengthens Arsenal a fair bit, but I'm not impressed at all with their other signings of Norgard. I don't see Madueke improving them much apart from giving Saka a bit more rest. I don't see an improved team in other areas. I think they've signed one good player, but I think we've improved in a lot of different areas this summer. Man City, I'm not impressed. Honestly, I'm not that impressed with their business. They've gone. They're going down the younger route. So again, this may flourish in the future, but I don't think it's going to flourish right now. So I'm not particularly worried about City yet. Newcastle have done nothing. All they've done is been hijacked by other teams. Villa have kind of stood still, not done too much. Tottenham with Kudus. I like Mohamed Kudus. I wanted him. I would have liked Chelsea to have signed him. Do I think that improves Tottenham instrumentally? Somewhat, but not enough. Again, not enough. I think we've done more to overcome that without the big gap that's already there. Yeah, I'm not really worried about many. I think Brighton might have another good season. I think Maxime de Kuyper is a fantastic signing for them. And if he can adapt to the Premier League, they've got a player on their hands and probably a player that we'll buy in 2 or 3 years' time. But yeah, I'm not worried about anyone really. I will still make my controversial point that Chelsea might finish above Arsenal this year. And as a result, William Saliba will go to Real Madrid.
Are you serious? Wait, there's nothing going on about that.
Arsenal's defence will fall apart a little bit more and be shown and have more gaps in it. And I think Arsenal will have to.
They'll make up for it by signing Gyökeres, and he'll be scoring them a lot of goals, though.
No, I think I'm less sure that we'll finish above him if Gyökeres signs. But I'm basing this after Gyökeres comes in. I'm not too sure on this Arsenal team at the moment. I think there's other problems other than Gyökeres as well. I think attacking midfield is a bit of a problem. I'm not really too keen on Martin Odegaard at the moment. He was really poor last season. He's got to prove himself again. How well are players like Lewis Skelly going to do this season? When it's you know what second season syndrome can be like. So I'm not too high on Arsenal at the moment. I mean, they can do some more business, and prove me wrong in that aspect. But as of the 21st of July at 3:39 p.m, I haven't looked at my phone in the last few minutes for transfers, so they might have signed 1 billion players in that time. I'll be wrong, but I'm not. I'm not scared. But I'm not scared. Nippon, why should we be scared by anyone else? We're Club World Cup champions. We are the champions of the world. We are not scared of anyone, bar maybe Liverpool, because I think they have made some good signings. But I still think they'll take time to adapt. When you put 4, 5, 6 players, new players into a starting lineup, that, as Pep Guardiola would say, that's a change of tactics. That's not just improving the team. That's a whole different change of how the team plays, and I think it will take time to adapt. At the start, I think they'll make up with it in the finish, providing that players like Florian Wirtz do very well. Because I'm still sceptical of Wirtz. I don't. I'm not saying in the realms of Xavi Simons. I think Wirtz is a good player, but is he 130 or whatever? What is he a £100 million player?
Do you see
I'm not
him
too sure.
as a Kai Havertz 2.0?
I'm not. I don't. Someone asked me this already. I'm not. I'm not going to make the direct. I don't think there's a direct comparison because I think they are different in players' stature. I think people are just basing that because obviously he comes from same team, same sort of position, same league. I'm going to answer no, but I don't think we're going to see this great wonder kid Florian Wirtz straight away. But of course, if he doesn't do necessarily good in the first few weeks, you won't hear anything on the mainstream media about it.
Oh yeah, because it's Liverpool.
But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to moan about Liverpool, the bias too much more.
Yeah, and it's not going to change anything. Let's be real.
Indeed. Was there any other topics you wanted to speak about, Nippon?
Oh God. I'm trying to think. We've spoken about the Club World Cup. We've spoken about the whole Forest and Palace saga. And we've spoken about who we could. Do you still think we signed Mike Maignan in this window?
I'd say if I'm going to give a percentage chance, 40% chance.
Do you think we were too stubborn, or were AC Milan in the wrong?
I wouldn't say that either team are in the wrong. I can understand AC Milan want as much money as they can for a player. I can understand why Chelsea are being very opportunistic with it. I think ultimately, bar someone else coming in and changing the situation, I think Chelsea will win this war over time. It just means we might not have Maignan for this season. Or, as I mentioned earlier, we might not have him for this first half of the season.
So is it a 60-40 regardless, or just for this end of the summer transfer?
This summer.
So what are the percentages for January?
As in coming in January,
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
Coming in the summer, 65%.
And did you hear that Max Allegri supposedly said that Maignan is happy?
I mean, of course, someone a coach is going to say that his player is happy. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. As I said, he's gonna say that to, just for the aspect of protect. If they go, oh, he's unhappy, he's not happy to be here. That's just going to play into Chelsea's hands on the price tag. Unless that comment only bites them really on the butt if Mining comes out and publicly says, "Oh no, I'm not. This is bullshit." But I think Mining's professional enough to just say his piece behind the scenes without saying it in public. I think that it's a comment that people just will take literally and shouldn't really at all. Oh, Nickens completely gone. I'm on full screen. Hello, guys. But yeah, Nippers back. But yeah, I don't think it should be taken massively seriously at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you have it. I think that's everything covered for now. Yeah, backstage. Yeah, I need to talk to you so we can arrange our next stream
Cool.
backstage. So yeah, anything else before we wrap up?
Nothing much apart from champions of the world, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Yep, and with that being said, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm currently 14 subscribers away from 800. Hopefully this year we make it to the big 1K. And yeah, with that being said, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and my other YouTube channel. And with that being said, I shall see you all in the next video. Up the Chels.
Up the Chelsea.